Respected members of the jury panel, my name is Divu Ganeshan and my thesis project is Kochi International Exhibition City. The Kochi International Exhibition City is a live project proposal by the KSHB, also known as the Kerala State Housing Board under the Government of Kerala. And it is a tourism-based project which comes under the MICE, also known as the Meetings, Incentives, Conferences, Exhibitions Market. The key components of this project as proposed by the KSHB include convention center, exhibition halls, commercial complexes, hotels, museums, serviced apartments, parks, etc. Need of the project. The MICE tourism is one of the major revenue generators of modern times. India is ranked 28th out of the 114 countries by the International Congress and Conventions Association for meetings and per country. Kochi is referred to as the commercial capital of Kerala and is becoming a sought-after MICE destination of South India. Owing to the rising demand and absence of such multifaceted large-scale developments, the KEC, once realized, can expand the possibilities of MICE tourism in Kochi and the country as a whole. So my aim is to develop a master plan for the proposed exhibition city and design cost-effective and spacious buildings, namely the residential, office, and exhibition centers. The Kerala municipality building rules applies to this project, and these rules are considered pertaining to various occupancies, and the project is taken into consideration. Coming to the case studies for the residential development, the first one is the Humanscapes Habitat, which is a community-based collective housing project based on co-housing concept in Auroville. That is a mixed-use development consisting of residences, community spaces, and workspaces. Some of the key inferences from this project include use of shared facilities, segregation of built units for different user groups, sustainability aspects such as solar energy, rainwater harvesting, and use of local materials. The second case study is Kalpana Housing, which is again a community housing project in Auroville. Uh, One of the key inferences from this case study is the zoning of the built environments towards the edge of the site, and thus creating a green oasis in the middle of the site, which is pedestrianized and acts as a communal garden. The literature case study for the residential part is Kaiwil at Dawson in Singapore. And it is a multi-story ungated public housing project which addresses the themes of community and sustainability. Key inferences from this case study include flexible layouts for apartments that are called beam and column free, sky terraces, and communal spaces in between floors, rooftop park that is open to the public. In the comparative analysis, some of the key inferences or the takeaways from the comparative analysis are zoning the built environment units in such a way that the green spaces are enclosed, and pedestrianized and shaded walkways or plazas are brought between in the zoning. Communal spaces along with horizontal access ways, circulation paths, etc. are provided. Visual connectivity within the building from different floors, provision for natural light and ventilation in common spaces, etc. So the literature case study for the office tower is a 15-story office building in Canada called the Bow. The key inference from this crescent-shaped vertical tower is its hybrid diagonal perimeter system and the three intermediate communal area. The literature case study for the exhibition center is Vancouver Convention Center West, also known as VCC West. And it is a 1.2 million square feet facility in which the architectural approach creates a public experience that is simultaneously a building, an urban place, a park, and an ecosystem. Coming to the site is located at the Marine Drive in Kochi City in Ernakulam district. It is a connected site with all major modes of transportation within a maximum of 30 kilometers. Total site area is 17.9 acres, and this includes almost 2 acres of mangroves, which comes under the CRZ1 buffer zone. It is a flat site with an average elevation of 4 meters above sea level. And the existing vegetation in site includes the shrubs and trees belonging to the acacia family, Albizia lebbek trees, and coconut trees. Since it's only 185 meters from the Kochi backwaters, the prevailing winds from the west and the southwest are in abundance. There is a 10-meter wide city road running along the west edge of the site, and hence the entry exit to and from the site is located at the west. Buildings in the immediate surroundings of the site include a petrol pump, a 2-story cultural building, and a 14-story residential tower, all in the southwest of the site. Good amount of sunlight and fresh air year-round is a major strength of the site. Coming to the design program and the design brief. Since the original proposal is in its nascent stages, the exact area requirements and design brief were arrived at using a comparative study of areas of similar projects and case studies. Since the project is in Marine Drive, which is a premium locality, and the land prices are very high, due consideration was given to the area programming so as to achieve a design with areas similar to the maximum permissible FSI and coverage. At the same time, providing adequate amount of green spaces and public plazas were considered. Coming to the conceptual development at site zoning, in the basic site zoning, schematic site zoning, the site is divided into two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 is 5.2 acres and it consists of the residential, commercial, and office spaces. Phase 2 is 12.7 acres and it consists of the community center, exhibition center, 5-star hotel. In the basic schematic master plan, the heritage plus cultural village, gardens, parks, etc. are zoned within the CRZ1 mangrove buffer zone, so that there are no built structures in this area, and also these areas can be used. The concept, zoning and the heights of the buildings are in accordance with the concept of growth. The growth is a widely used parameter in all the businesses. Since Cochin International Exhibition City is a business venue, the concept applies to the same. Starting from the exhibition center at the east, the building heights gradually increases to the westernmost office tower, which is the tallest. The heights represents the infographic of growth. As we can see from the massing study, the heights gradually increases from the exhibition center to the office tower in the east. So this is the master plan, and the first building is the office block in the westernmost part of the site. And then comes the public plaza between the residential block and the office block. And then comes the landscaped plaza between the residential block and the 5-star hotel. And there is a upscale restaurant adjacent to the 5-star hotel. Then comes the convention center, and then this is the landscaped garden, which can be used for outdoor events and small parties, etc. And this is the exhibition center, and adjacent to it is the open exhibition ground. So coming to the details of the master plan. So this first one shows the existing vegetation and the CRZ buffer zone area, the park area, etc. So there has all of the existing trees have been retained within the site, and only a single tree from this area between the nearby the office tower has been removed. This is the landscaped spaces of the plazas, which has been additionally added to the site. So this is the first one, which is, as mentioned earlier, the public plaza between the office tower and the residential block. Then this is the landscape plaza consisting of seating areas, walkways, etc. between the residential block and the 5-star hotel. This is the green lawn, and this is the rooftop of the exhibition center, which is again a landscaped meeting area. Circulation and access points. So there are 3 main access points to and from the site adjacent to the city road, and there is a vehicular circulation throughout the site. There is a periphery road running along the periphery of the site, and there are certain areas which are pedestrianized, which are restricted to pedestrians only, such as this plaza, this landscaped area, and this lawn. This shows the on-ground parking spaces, that is 4-wheelers, 2-wheelers, buses, and trucks. This one shows the exterior open spaces, as on-ground open spaces within the site. So there's a large open space adjacent to the exhibition center, which can be used for the other open functions and also for truck parking, etc. And this is the service points, electrical stations, STP loading, unloading stations, etc. So this is the main electrical station. Generator plus battery is located here nearby the residential tower, and this is the STB for the office tower. This is for the phase 1. The loading and unloading spaces for the commercial establishment in the residential ground floor of the residential block. The loading and unloading spaces for the exhibition center. So these are the floor plans for the office block. This is the ground floor plan consisting of 78 car parks. This is the typical floor plan for levels 1 to 3, which consists of 70 car parks each. This is the level 4 plan, which consists of office spaces on either side, and central seating area and open space, and also 2 toilet blocks, and also the play courts open to the public are also located on this floor. The typical structural system of the office block consists of reinforced concrete vertical circulation core and composite columns in the central portion and ring beams. And on the periphery, there is a diagrid structural bracing system. And for a typical floor plan from levels 5 to 15 consists of office spaces on either side, huge catering space in the middle, and open garden seating spaces, and also void space adjacent to the emergency exit. This is the floor plan of the level 16, which is the topmost floor of the usable floor of the office tower, and this consists of open office and co-working spaces, and also a coffee shop and communal area. Moving on to the residential block, this is the basement floor plan of the residential block, which consists of 115 car parks. This is the ground floor plan, which consists of a supermarket and a food court, and also the guest parking for 14 cars. This is the first floor plan of the residential block, which consists of 67 car parks. This is the second floor plan of the residential block, which consists of communal spaces and services. The communal spaces include laundry, community kitchen, fitness center, swimming pool, clubhouse, yoga meditation center, library. The typical floor plan from levels 3 to 7 of the residential block consists of 8 2 BHK units and 2 1 BHK units and 10 studio units. And this is the typical floor plan of the levels 8 to 12 of the residential block, which consists of 1 BHK units with attached office, which comes about 8 in number, and 2 1 BHK units and 8 studio units, and also there are 2 additional co-working spaces on each floor. Moving on to the exhibition center. These are the basement floor plans of the exhibition center, which consist of car parks for over 1,100 cars. This is the ground floor plan, which consists of 3 large exhibition halls and a huge lobby. And also these exhibition halls has their own kiosks. This is the mezzanine floor plan of the exhibition hall. This consists of hospitality suites and organizers' offices. This is the first floor plan. This consists of 3 multi-purpose halls, and the one also doubles as a ballroom and a huge pre-function area, which is actually shared by these 3 halls. This is the second floor plan of the exhibition hall, consists of a huge multi-purpose hall and also meeting rooms of varying capacities and sizes. There's also an open landscaped terrace, which acts as an open meeting space. My special topic is building integrated photovoltaics, and we all know that with the ever-increasing rate of global energy demand, buildings, both residential and commercial, are the major sources of energy consumption compared to any other sector. And India has also high solar energy potential due to its geographic location and climatic conditions. So the photovoltaic curtain walls allow buildings to generate additional power without compromising aesthetics, functionality, and views. They also provide thermal comfort and avoid the greenhouse effect. By avoiding the cost of conventional materials, the incremental cost of photovoltaics is reduced and its life cycle cost is improved. So the photovoltaic glass is a type of architectural glass that not only provides the building with the same passive properties as conventional glazing, but it also provides and generates electricity from the sun. So these are some of the benefits of the PV glass, which includes energy generation, UV and IR filter, thermal and acoustic insulation, and natural illumination, innovative design, and reduction of CO2 emissions. There are 2 types of photovoltaic glasses, amorphous silicon and crystalline silicon. And generally, the crystalline silicon is a more energy efficient one than the amorphous one. So this is the application of BIPV in my design, and these are the calculated values from the BIPV curtain walls applied to the 3 different blocks: the office block, the residential block, and the exhibition center. Thank you.